So now that you've made a cube, or more accurately, a rectangular prism and a cylinder, now we're going to maybe combine the two and make something slightly more complicated. So we're going to save this again and name it, and we're going to call it object. You should name them more interesting things, but for this, I'm just going to name it object. So again, I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to hit L, start a sketch, and then you can at any time hit escape to cancel the tool that you're using. And now I'm going to hit R, make a rectangle. Now I'm going to hit C and make a circle. So now we have a rectangle with a circle in the middle. If you want it to be centered on here, we can use some ideas that we learned in geometry, which is if you make a line across it and make this on the center of that line, it's always going to be in the center of this entire thing. So to do that, we're going to hit the L, and then we're going to make a line from here to here. And then if we don't want this line to start making shapes like it is right now, we can click on the line and either click right here where it says construction, it'll make it a construction line, or we can click on it and hit the X key, it'll make it a construction line. So now we're going to click on this circle, we're going to start using some of the constraint tools. So up here we see a midpoint one. So we can do this one of two ways. We can click on the point in the middle of the circle and the line, and it will put it on the midpoint of the line. Or if you hit Control Z, it'll undo stuff. And we can drag it around and drag it to the middle. And you see that there's a little triangle that pops up there. So now it's on the center of this rectangle. So now we're going to just extrude it, and we'll see what happens. So you see, now we have a rectangle with a circular hole cut through the middle of it. If we want it to be slightly more advanced, we can dimension these. So I'm going to click on a line. I'm going to hit D for dimension. I'm going to bring that out. As you see, it's 69 millimeters. We're going to make it 70. And we can click on another line and dimension it. And as you see, it's 99. So we're going to make it 100. And for the circle in the middle, we can click on it again, and we're going to make it 35. So now this shape is dimensioned, or constrained, I should say, sorry. So now if we extrude it, we're going to say 40 millimeters, we have this object here. And the cool thing about it being dimensioned is, and how Fusion works, is you can go back into the sketch, either by double clicking on it here in the, I believe it's called a feature tree, or down here in the timeline. So if we double click on it, we can edit it again. And we could change this, let's say 120 millimeters. We could change this, say 25 millimeters. And now when we finish the sketch, it's going to update the body that you've created. So it's very helpful when making anything that you're making in Fusion. And the one last thing I forgot to add to this and all your documents is make sure you save them. So hit Control S whenever you're done, then you can hit Enter. Like, you really need to do that because it's not like Google Docs or other things like that where it automatically saves for you, and you can lose your work if you don't save it. So very helpful.